Okay. Right. So, this is very much not the video I was expecting to come back with after a year-long hiatus of not posting anything. I filmed something for Christmas. I think I filmed something for Halloween too, but I was sick during both of those, and then there were other stuff. There were other things happening, and I couldn't quite get the motivation, if you will, to actually do the edits. So, we'll do this one first. It's probably going to have minimal editing. And just kind of capture thoughts as they come. I've tried to plan it out in my head a couple of times over the last few days, and each time it's slightly different, so we'll see what we end up with this time. So every time there's a situation, right? There's a death, there's an end of a relationship, something. There's a certain level of grief associated. I grew up surrounded by a lot of that. A lot of my family members, like, they were elderly, but a lot of my family members died before I was 10. We had pets that passed. But it was never my call when they did, you know? And the last month or so, last month and a half, Star, who she was very camera shy. Whenever the camera got brought out, she'd try and skedaddle away. But she was starting to not feel great, and we took her in, and she was doing better for a little bit, and then started going downhill again. And there were a few situations, but as far as we can tell, the one that like caused the most immediate issues towards the end, at least, was kidney problems. And as part of that, she was taking meds. We were giving her medication, and we needed to renew the prescription, and they were really slow coming in, so she ended up not being on meds, at least not the dose that she was supposed to have, for a few days. And that sped up the decline. But she was also at least 15, because Lexi, and if she was still here, Jesse, who were in a lot more of the videos, especially in late 2017, would be 14 next month. So she's an older cat, but this time it was up to me to make the call, and I was being told that there was a chance that she could be okay, because the decline was so fast. There was a chance that she could get better. There was a chance she could recover. So instead of just letting her go, we took her home, and we were gonna bring her in for some tests, like, the next day. And she passed at home. Now, with grief, with anything else, there's always that, like, the bargaining and the I can't remember what all the steps are, and the 5 stages of grief or whatever, but I remember, because it's been exactly a week plus a couple hours, because I think she passed about 10 or 11 last Tuesday. And there's very much, especially in this situation, there's very much like a self-doubt element, right? Where it's, I could have done more. What could I have done more? I don't know. Could I have done something more? I don't know. and not the not knowing, right? The knowing that something's wrong, not knowing how to fix it, and everything possible that you've done hasn't been enough. And there's a certain point regardless of what it is, there's a certain point that it's detrimental to yourself and to the legacy of the loved one involved to dwell on it. Because they're not physically there anymore. Unless there's like foul play of some kind, there's nothing you can do. Even then, they're not going to come back. I was a mess for days. Honestly. Because, I mean, we've had Star for 14 years. And we could have, she could have been around for at least a little more time. But we weren't given the supplies or access to the supplies that would potentially help. I don't know. Maybe. If we had gone to a different vet, if we had done any number of things. But it also doesn't help to dwell on it like that. It doesn't help her, it doesn't help the one that's passed to do that. As much as it sucks. Honestly, the only positive in all of this is that because she passed at home, Lexi was able to see her that one last time and come to terms with what was happening and be able to process it. She didn't have that option with Jesse. And I know between getting more involved with classwork and overall stress and things, I haven't been posting a lot the last few years, but it's also because at one point the cats were kind of an integral part of what I was posting. I was having them pick the different art projects that I was doing. They were involved in everything. And then Jesse passed in September of 22. And now Star last Tuesday. And it's not so much that you forget what it feels like, because you don't forget, but you kind of do, in a way. Like, the pain goes away with time, and it's just the memories that you have until it resurfaces, and then everything comes back. And the fresher it is, the closer together those points are. And especially when that's what's going on, it comes in waves. Like, even just the last week, there's been times that I'll be fine and talking to people, and then all of a sudden it's just an intense wave of melancholy. And I'll have like a 10-minute period where I'm just bawling because she's not there. Or she's there, but like in spirit form and not snuggleable. Or like she's trying to find her mom. Because she was able to process it. Like, she's only called for her a few times, but it still hurts that she has to go through that, you know? Hi, baby. Wanna come up? There we go. I know. Come here, sweetie. I know. Where's it? I know. Meow, meow. Mwah. Oh. Say hi to the camera people, baby. I know. Yeah. You're such a good love. You're such a good baby. Listen to that purr, guys. That purr. Yeah. Oh, he's a good baby. I know you're such a good baby. I love you. I love you so much. Yeah. Hi. Such good love. Yeah. Okay, Snuggles. Okay, Snuggles. Oh, I'm trying to put you back on the bed, babe. There you go. Okay. But, you know, one of my friends, told me a few days ago, and this has been a recurring statement over the last few years, but the price of love is grief. Because if you truly love someone, be they be human, animal, whatever form, losing them ushers in a wave of grief and melancholy that never truly goes away. It'll diminish, it'll decrease with time, but it's always there. Just as a reminder, it's kind of the really, it's kind of the other side of the coin to love. Really, they coexist. And then you have to just settle into a new normal. Where everything's upside down and sideways, at least for a while. And then you forget that something's wrong. And you go and look for the one you lost. And you remember all over again. And gradually, the times between that happening are longer, and you start to be able to remember the good times more than the pain. It just takes a while. Isn't that right, baby? Yeah. No, sweetie. So yeah, I realize this isn't the most uplifting of videos. But if you're going through something similar, just know that it's a process, and you start feeling better, and then everything comes rushing back, and then you start feeling a little better again, and it comes in waves. That's how it always does. Whether it's people or animals. A particularly special tree that someone decided to chop down that you had a really close connection to. It depends on the person. But also animals feel grief just like people do. It's just they express it a little bit different sometimes. So if you're going through a situation, just give yourself the grace to be able to process it. It might take a little bit, but you'll get there. And then at some point, sometimes you stop busting out into sobs. I say maybe because there's still some folks that 20-something years on that still happens with, so, you know. Yeah. But memories are powerful. Anyway. That's all for now. So the next video should be relatively lighthearted. I made it's what I get for recording at 1 o'clock in the morning. But I made a music box for my mom for Christmas this past year, so that should be the next one that goes up. That was going to be the first one back, and I couldn't quite concentrate on much the last month or so, to be perfectly honest. Between the state of the political climate and personal stuff and all that, it's been a real bang-up start to the year. I'll give it that. Anyway, I'll let you go. Thanks for stopping by and listening. Hope y'all are having a good day. Talk to you later. Bye, everybody.